Welcome to YT101. Okay, today we talk about defining public relation when working with the media, part 1. Okay, so we go straight to understanding the media. Okay, understanding the media, right? The media is a part of PR practitioner responsibility. Okay, the importance of identifying the media that PR used to send out the message, either broadcast media, print media, social media. Okay, so PR practitioner must have good relation with the media, whether through the content creation on social media platform, IG, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, for example. They also must have a good relation with print media, Snout Tribune, Borneo Post, New Straits Times, The Star, and broadcast media, TV3, Astro, RTM, you name it, right? Now, identify what kind of methods that the media wants to be approached, either two-way communication, okay, and must be proactive feedback. Means that it's not only getting the info out to the media, it also listen to what the media wants from the PR practitioner. Okay, right. There's a survey. A survey says here that found that 75% of the responding journalists use PR resources for up to 25% of the story information. PR sources, for example, press release, the corporate website, for example, or corporate video, VNR, all contents from PR are being used by journalists, at least 35% to become their story. Okay, so media rely on PR sources is the extensive use of the spokespeople as a primary sources in the news stories. Okay, so PR materials, save the media time, save the media, especially journalists, time, money, and also they can gather other news as well. Okay, so we can see a lot of, for example, posting by the Prime Minister being used as prime time, information on, let's say prime time news. Example, right? Now, media depends on PR and PR depends on the media. It's like a chicken and egg story, but it is true. Now, as cost-effective medium to send message to the public, so the media uses PR. Reach target audience effectively via the media. Of course, when the PR send press release, they choose the right media outlet. So media space example, advertorial may help the public to get updates on organizations, event, and promotion. Advertorial, but there must be a win-win situation where the company that you serve also advertise on that particular newspaper or that particular TV station, then you can get advertorial space, on paper and also on air, right? How to work with the journalists, right? So PR practitioner always be alert of their surrounding. Be alert means that what's the issue that is in today's public. The price of cooking oil, the price of chicken, the price of eggs are rising. And during the coming weeks, we talk about BKM, Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia, where the B40 get some extra out of it because of the economic crisis, you can say lah. Now, preparing sufficient and reliable information. Proactive attitude in delivering information. Delivering means that posting through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, updating everything, the posts and this and that. Daily means under delivering information. And make time to attend to journalists' queries professionally. Professionally means that you don't ask favors, you just do it on the sake of doing it, not to get something out of it, yeah, to make time. For example, journalists ask about the date for your press conference, or they ask about the developments of the merger between the company that you serve with, let's say Petronas, for example. So these things they want to know, and you give them the precise answer by the book to the journalist. Okay, by the book means that whatever being instructed to say to journalists, that's you're gonna say. Okay, now what else? We go for PR dependent on media. Okay, just now is media depend on PR. Now PR depend on media. Okay. Now tongue twister. Okay. Now journalists have a mixed attitude towards PR, which is true, because they think PR are snobbish, sombong, and PR are living in their own world. Okay, higher than them lah. Yeah, of course, people always see journalists as the working, not the working stallion, not the working dog, but they like to sniff for news, so they are degraded lah, for example. Yeah, but that's the job of a journalist. Okay, things are more likely to become promising and much more workable if the two parties publicly and openly admit they need each other. Okay, they really do need each other, PR and journalists. They can't run away, because the importance of PR and journalists for the PR, because they will have independent, transparent media with PR imparting, supporting public issue. PR supporting public issue. They have to be transparent. Transparent means that both parties have to put on the table what they have to deliver. Both of them. It's a win-win situation, not one-way street. Now, basic introduction to press conference. Now we go for basic for press conference. Previously, we talked about press conference in a brief event context. Brief event context. Now we talk about the context of public relation. Before you set up a press conference, take a long, hard look at your plan and answer these questions. Again, when you do press conference, in the back of your mind, you will think that it is all about, for example, it is all about correcting something that is wrong. It's about dealing with crisis, to address it to the public, to address it to the journalists, so they can also get a clear picture, compared to calling them one-on-one, one by one, to tell them what is happening. It's like, for example, press junket, or when the stars of the new Thor movie, for example, Love and Thunder, they sit in one room, and come in journalists from TMZ, come in journalists from People's Magazine, come in journalists from BBC, from any station, whatever it is, to interview. The same question, maybe different angle, and they're going to sit there for hours on end entertaining these journalists. And as humans, they also feel very tired. They're going to feel very agitated and uneasy, being squeezy here and there, because for the longest hour they answer the same question for hours on end. Now, the same thing when you do press conference. Is there a more effective way to handle the information? Is there any other way to send information compared to doing press conference? Because press conference is to be set up because there is an urgency to gather every journalist to listen, to take note, and to start to write something about the event. Not just doing it for the sake of, example, to clear up the name of the CEO being tarnished by a small incident only. No need to do that press conference, no need. Do you really need a question and answer session with journalists? Do you really need? do you really need a Q&A with journalists? Okay, you really need it so badly to do this PC? Then you have to think back. Okay, think back on the rationale. Think back on the impact. Okay, baru sneeze just now. Okay, now, if your material is not hard news, consider approaching few carefully selected reporters and develop stories directly with them instead of calling a press conference or inviting the press to the event. Okay, if you know someone from New Straits Times, Borneo Post, Sarawak Tribune, you know one or two key journalists over there, bring them out, have a drink, for example, and talk to them and tell them the improvement that you've seen in the company, the improvement that you put into the company. See, right? So when the time comes, then you see people gonna see it for the first time. Okay, and not being informed. They're not being informed yet, but they're gonna feel it and see it the first time. The changes that is happening. Okay, right? Don't have to use PC lah. Just this way should be possible. But the key is you know one or two journalists inside the company. You don't know one or two journalists, then you go for the same style lah of reporting. Okay. Now, preparation. Okay. We prefer one-on-one product demonstration. Okay. So we can over the ground. Okay, over the ground, our readers want to know about. Yeah, we are not more technical than other magazines at the byte level. Yeah, so they are from PC magazine. Means that when you do something demonstration, you need to do demonstration as good as it is, so people can understand. Yeah, and press conference are regarded as rarely useful. Press tour, useful, right? Very useful. Press conference, very useful. If there is something useful about press conference, is when they finish the press conference, then we got to go for some buffet, refreshment, and when you're lucky enough, they give you goodie bag, these kind of things. But for some, okay, it's just for that one lah, for show only, for show, right? For sure. So press conference are regarded as rarely useful, but press tour is better. Press tour, you bring them to the plant, you bring them around, okay, and you show to them the beauty of, for example, the beauty of our place under press release, press tours. For example, the press tour for visitors from America, first time in Kuching. So you bring the press tour to Sarawak Cultural Village, and the Sarawak Cultural Village will also send in a letter saying their appreciation to this coverage. Now, here, what time or day? Yeah, sometimes the same subject demands an on-the-scene footage. Okay. Some cities have specified print and broadcast reporters. Some of them have their own reporter. So if you want to call them, so they can bring you to good places to shoot. Okay. And then, not forgetting, cities where local press usually give you favorable coverage are better placed with your press conference. Okay, means that if you know the place has some sort of gathering information, okay, and you have to make it more interesting, then you can go for this. You can go for this, okay, because the press conference will take longer than expected, okay, but this will do the most. If you hope to get a network TV and radio coverage, try to stage your press conference in a city with a network affiliated station. Okay, right? So that's why a lot of stories are being in Sarawak is being covered by TVS. Okay, because TVS cater this kind of press conference. Yeah, this kind of press conference. Sorry, yeah, this kind of press conference. Okay. Find a good setting for your conference. Good setting means the place is near, easy access. For example, if the press conference concentration is highly visual topic that TV reporters and newspapers photographers will want to shoot. Okay, so it's a bit daunting at times. Yeah, daunting at times because press conference concerns a highly visual topic, okay, that TV reporters and newspapers photographers will want to shoot. Okay, on the press conference, you got the people speaking in front, cameras are rolling, and you got your audience downstairs. So it's a kind of action-packed kind of situation. Okay, right? If you schedule your press conference, make sure it is 9 a.m. or 11 on a Tuesday, if possible. Okay, 9 a.m. Okay, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Either Wednesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, Thursday. Right. Avoid holding press conference when major national events are happening. For example, you want to do your press conference a day before. Rainforest cannot because people are thinking about rainforest all the time. So when you do something that makes them lost their interest in thinking the place, then you are in a very tough situation. Okay. Now, the 5W1H is how you do your preparation as well. Yeah. Okay. Right. So invitation from press, conference, and speech events should be a way or type of wide margin and limited to one page. Yeah? One page. The format of 5W1H. Okay. Mention any photograph possible. Okay. In the conference or event is not in a well-known location. Okay. Induce travel of direction, and it is better to hire to a small journalist. Yeah, better to hire a small journalist for this upcoming press conference. Yeah? Right. So that's about it for today for press conference. So basically, to talk about press conference is important, and to line up everything regarding a crisis is also important. So when you do a press conference regarding crisis, because you are living in it, ensuring that all of us are well prepared to face up to the challenge. With that, thank you very much. We're ready ahead.